Before we begin, I want to tell you something. This episode is a little different. It is not about giving answers, it is about asking questions. I'll be sharing a series of thoughts, stories, and questions about inquiry itself. As you listen, I invite you to pause. Not the audio, but your mind. Think about what each question means to you. Because inquiry doesn't live in the answers we find, but in the courage to ask what we don't yet understand. If you'd like, I have listed all the questions in the episode description, so you can reflect on them later or even write your own. Now, let us begin. They say fire was humankind's first discovery, but maybe it was curiosity. Welcome to the Curiosity and Co podcast, where we explore not what we know, but how we come to know. Today, we are diving into something that breathes beneath every discovery, every invention, and every sleepless night spent wondering: the science of inquiry. Because before there was science, before there was philosophy, there was simply a question. Once a young child asked her mother why the moon followed them home. The mother smiled, unsure how to answer, but in that question lived something ancient: the need to understand. Inquiry begins not with knowledge, but with the discomfort of not knowing. It's that itch in the human mind, a gentle rebellion against ignorance. So, I ask you, what does it mean to inquire? Is it to seek, to challenge, or simply to care enough to wonder? Or the first mystery we could not explain. Imagine that first spark, lightning striking a dry branch, and a tribe staring at the strange orange glow. Was that the birth of curiosity, the desire to master nature? Or did curiosity come earlier, when we first saw the stars and wondered what lay beyond their silent light? Was it the first spark of the fire that made us curious, or the first mystery we could not explain? The Greek philosophers called it thaumazin, the feeling of wonder. But centuries later, Descartes said, I doubt, therefore I think. Two roots of the same tree, one wide eyed and awed, the other skeptical and precise. When we look at the night sky, we can either marvel or measure. Maybe inquiry is the bridge between both, between wonder and doubt. Is curiosity born out of wonder or out of doubt? Consider Galileo. He pointed a small telescope at the heavens and saw moons orbiting Jupiter, a truth that defied scripture. But did Galileo look through the telescope because he wanted truth, or because he couldn't live with the questions left unanswered? Do we inquire because we seek truth, or because we can't stand uncertainty? Before words, there were gestures. Before theories, there were instincts. A crow bends a wire to pull food from the tube. A chimp tests a new path through the forest. Do they inquire, or do they simply adapt? If a being can feel confusion, does it already possess curiosity? Can inquiry exist without language? Without words, can there still be curiosity? A sense of not knowing, yet needing to know? Or is inquiry something uniquely human? The ability to imagine beyond what is visible. Picture an ancient Greek thinker dropping stones into water to see how much it rises. A medieval scholar writing about the orbits of planets. A 21st century physicist colliding particles at nearly the speed of light. All of them separated by centuries, united by method. The method of asking precisely. Science, perhaps, is the disciplined form of our wild curiosity, a way to turn wonder into knowledge and chaos into clarity. Is the scientific method the pinnacle of human inquiry, or just one of many paths? There was a time when humans feared to ask why the sun disappeared during eclipses. To ask was to invite danger, and yet someone asked. Every age has questions it dares not raise, because the answers may unsettle power, faith, or comfort. We still have those questions today. They shift from theology to technology, from the gods to the code. Can every question be answered? Or are there questions we fear to ask? Because asking them changes who we are. Now, machines can ask questions too. They predict, they model, they learn. If a machine could doubt, could it also discover? When an AI proposes a new molecule for a drug, is that inquiry or just computation? And if our machines begin to ask questions we cannot comprehend, who then is truly inquiring? Them or us? What does inquiry look like in the age of machines? Einstein once said, "The important thing is not to stop questioning, but every time we find an answer, it opens doors to 10 new questions." Newton explained gravity, and centuries later, Einstein broke it open again. Now, quantum physics is undoing what Einstein built. So maybe truth is not a destination, but a direction. Will science ever reach an ultimate truth? Or is truth itself a moving target? Every discovery adds light, but also reveals new darkness. We stand at the edge of knowledge, our lamps glowing brighter, yet the horizon keeps receding. Maybe the purpose of inquiry is not to find certainty, but to expand mystery. So I ask you, what does it mean to live in a universe where every answer leads to more questions? From the first spark to the quantum realm, from wonder to doubt, we have always been seekers. Perhaps the real science of inquiry is not about instruments or experiments, but about keeping alive the hunger to ask. Because as long as we question, we are still growing, we are still alive. And maybe that's all that matters. This is the Curiosity and Co. Until next time, keep asking. You have been listening to Curiosity and Co. podcast, a space where we slow down to explore the questions that shape our inner lives and collective realities. It's a place for thinkers, readers, and wanderers of the mind, those who find wonder in the ideas and meaning in complexity. Here, we reflect on philosophy, science, psychology, and the way we live and relate to the world, growing from both the timeless wisdom and modern insights. Tune in for the ideas, stay for the insight. Because at Curiosity & Co., curiosity isn't just a trait, it's a worldview.